Hello, and welcome back to Girl We Gotta Talk. I'm your host, Elena Jakes. Welcome back to another episode. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. You guys, this episode I am so excited for you guys to hear. If you guys have been listening to the podcast for, I think, a year, then you would recognize this name, Haley Joelle. Haley is a singer-songwriter that came on my podcast about a year ago, and I had just been scrolling through my For You page and saw one of her videos pop up, and she was singing, and I was just instantly drawn to her. I was like, this girl has it. I feel connected. I feel like she's, first of all, just an insane talent. And so I'd been following her for a while before she came on the podcast originally, and she's just the best. And since then, she's been absolutely killing it. She's released song after song. What she does is so cool. She really has built like such a community. And we talk a lot about that on this episode, but she'll like tease a song on TikTok or just on her social media, and people just blow it up. They just rave about it. People like will repost her songs, making videos of their own, and she'll then release the song. And she's been doing that like with every single song. Every single song is a hit, and we call them like really sad bangers in this episode, because that's exactly what they are. They are absolute stunning masterpieces, and I am just obsessed with her and her music. So I had to do a follow-up episode with her. I think it was only right. She's been absolutely killing the game, like I said, and we talked a lot about like what has changed since we last spoke. So she had so many things to share, so many updates, so many just incredible accomplishments, and she's just so genuine, and I'm so happy for all of her success. So it was so great like catching up with her, and she's just a gem. So if you have not listened to her music yet or seen her name before, click the show notes, click her information, follow her, check out her music. She's on Spotify, Apple Music, all the good stuff, and she has a lot of exciting things coming, so it's going to be the perfect time to follow her. So check her out, and I hope you guys enjoyed this episode. It was so fun talking with her. I'm so thankful she wanted to come back on, and she's the best. So let's jump into today's episode. Hello, we have Haley Joelle on today's podcast. Welcome, Haley. How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
Good. Oh my God. So we just jumped on, and so if you guys have seen Haley on my podcast already, you are correct. She was on a year ago. I thought it was 2020, but it was 2021. Haley is a singer-songwriter, and she's absolutely crushing it. And I had her on a year ago. I was just like such a big fan, and I was like, can you come on my podcast? And I have seen so many like incredible accomplishments from her since then. So I was like, you need to come back. We need to follow up. Where have you been going? What have you been doing? So thank you so much for coming back on and chatting with me. I'm just so excited. I've been looking forward to this all day. I already told you.
Oh my gosh, thank you so much for having me. Like, I've been looking forward to it all day. We just have so much to catch up on.
I know.
But yeah, so much has changed. Like, I don't even know where to start.
We have to cover so much.
I know.
The last time that you came on, I think it was around the time that you had released Emergency Contact. And
that's
it
right.
was like The Bachelor influenced it, and we were talking about that. And you were excited to like keep writing and like releasing more music. And that's like exactly what you've done. So before we jump into everything, because there's literally so much to cover, I want to just do some random rapid fire questions.
Okay.
Like doesn't even just random.
I'm nervous. Okay.
No, they're so easy. Okay. What is your favorite item in your closet right now? Like they're just so random.
Okay. It's a like pink blazer. It's like really light pink, from Madewell. And it has like white stripes on it. It sounds really like not cool, but it is.
So cute.
And it has like the like square shoulders kind of, but it's really nice. That's my favorite item.
I love that. And then what is your favorite place you visited so far?
Paris.
Ooh. Paris.
Yeah.
And what is your ideal, like someone's asking you to go to dinner, like what is your favorite ideal place to go to for dinner?
For dinner, I'm pretty chill. Like I'm pretty open to anything, but I am vegan. So, any place that like has vegan food, like I find vegan restaurants really interesting, like how they make like normal dishes, but make it vegan. So anything like that, I love.
Awesome. And then, okay, kind of related, Is your favorite song a song that you've already released or a song that you will be releasing?
A song that I will be releasing.
Woo-hoo-hoo. Okay. So those are so easy and just random. So speaking of songs, so I think we should jump in. If you want to do like a quick introduction on who you are and what you do.
Okay.
We've been teasing the whole singer-songwriter stuff, but
Yes.
um, who are you, Haley?
Okay, so yeah, my name is Haley Joelle. I was born in New York. My parents then moved to Oregon, so I was raised in just outside of Portland. And I started playing the piano when I was like 5. Started writing songs when I was, I think, 7 or 8. And I mean, they were really bad, but I just kind of kept at it. And I've always loved singing. I was a competitive dancer as well, so I was just around music all the time. And in high school, I got really serious about like the songwriting side of things. And so I was lucky enough to have like really supportive parents like growing up. I don't think I would be where I am without them. My dad used to take me to these like songwriting conferences. Yeah, so that's where I met this, like one of my first co-writers was at this conference. And yeah, so when I was 16, I wrote my first song with someone else, which for me was a big deal because I had only ever written by myself. And yeah, we started working together. And then kind of throughout high school, I was working with him and just like getting better and better. And then I went to Norway after high school. I went to a school there for 1 year. It was a pop music school. And I got so much better when I was there. And then after that, I moved to LA. I worked an assistant job and I was still writing, just trying to get in like any rooms, and also like writing for myself, like just doing everything. And then COVID happened. I went home for a lot of COVID. And when I was home, I started posting on TikTok because I didn't know what else to do. And I didn't want to like post songs that, were for other artists or anything. So I wound up just like posting stuff that I wrote for myself. And that was kind of like when the doors just like flew open because I realized that people like resonated with what I had to say and like my own music. So yeah, I think like I guess it was like 6 months or it was less. It was like 4 or 5 months after I started posting was when Emergency Contact happened, and then I released that song as like my first release, and then it's just been like I don't know, going ever since, releasing new songs. So yeah, but I'm definitely like the storyteller vibe. Yeah, if people are wondering.
So it's so crazy to me that you've just been so, like music has been such a big part of your life. And going to Norway, like you talked about that in the last episode about going to Norway and like learning so much there. I think that like catapulted you into like this is like what I want to do. And
For
that was
sure.
like such a cool experience to have, I think. So yes, TikTok, that's how I had like originally found you. It was just like you were putting quick clips of like songs that you're writing and you're just like they weren't like released. You were just like, you know, singing songs that you had written and people were really like, yeah, like you said, resonating with those. And I was like, this girl's insanely good. Like
Oh my
nobody
God.
like it was like, a couple thousand views and a couple thousand likes. And I was like, this girl's gonna blow up. And the emergency contact was such a great, like so well written, that song. And tying it into something that was like very pop culture, like centered, I think was so cool because people that because I'm on music TikTok. I don't know like how you came on my For You page, but
Mhm.
people that didn't necessarily like have singers or stuff on their For You page, but maybe had Bachelor people started to find you too.
So
And
true.
it was like, it just blew up. You released the song officially. And I think people like fell in love with you after that. And we're like, this girl has like got it. And so
Yeah.
like it's such a crazy experience, I think, putting content out on TikTok because TikTok has really changed so many people's careers. Like, what was that like initially like when that started kind of like picking up and you're like, wait, people are really, really liking this?
Well, it was crazy because I think I know the reason why I chose TikTok was because I like obviously started from zero, like nobody was following me, and so I was like, okay, I'm gonna post my songs here because like nobody that I know will see them.
Oh, yep.
Because I was so like self-conscious, and so you would never catch me posting that on Instagram, or anything like that. So I was like, okay, I'm gonna try like TikTok and just like see what comes of it because like I don't know what else to do. Like we were in like lockdown, I was just like living at home with my mom, you know? And so when it started to like gain traction, it was just really validating because I was like, okay, wow, these are all people that I don't know. And they're all connecting with me. And so it was like, okay, wow, I feel like I can actually like do this. I feel like people actually connect to my music. And so it was just so, I don't know, I needed that push, I think, to like, gain the confidence. Obviously you should have like confidence within yourself, but it was just like I needed to know that there were like other people out there, not just my
Definitely.
friends and family. Um,
Definitely. Do you still feel like you think about that too? Like, oh, I hope like are you just like I don't really care what people think at this point? Like I'm doing what I love, or just is that still in your head of like people I know are watching this?
I mean, now it is because I'm like, oh God, like so many people I know now are following me on TikTok. And
Oh
it's
yeah.
so funny because I like went home a few weeks ago and I saw like two of my old teachers. And it was so funny. I released a song called Jealous of Paris recently. And they like knew I haven't talked to them in years, like since I was in high school. And they like came up to me and they were like, we are jealous of Paris. And I was like, oh my God, how do you know like the whole story? It was just crazy.
You're
But
like, stop. Oh my gosh.
yeah, but
That's
I
awesome.
will say like I think when I was first starting, I was like, okay, I want like this song to do well so that I can release it. Whereas now I feel like I'm like, okay, I want to release all of these songs, whether or not they do well on TikTok, I'm still going to release them because I have this like plan in my mind. So I feel like I've really come into my artistry since we like last talked, which is a good thing. And I'm really
Yeah.
happy with where I am. So
That's
yeah.
amazing. No, I mean, as you should. Like, I think one, it's great, like seeing that people are really loving and resonating with your music. But two, I think like as you grow and like continue to write, like you're just gonna be more and more comfortable with releasing stuff that you're like really passionate about. Okay,
Sure.
so first of all, I have gotten so many people on you like on your music.
Oh my gosh, I'm so honored. By the way, when you mentioned my name in your podcast, it made my whole like week. I was like, oh my God, it was just so nice. Like I appreciate it so much.
Oh my God, of course, because I think like one, you were someone that I just like like happened to like stumble upon, and I was like instantly like connected to. I felt like I resonated with you so much. Literally every single song you've released, and that, we're gonna get into this too because I want to know more about it. But like I feel like every single song you've released, there's like it's connected to my life in some way, and I know that other people feel the same way, where they're like, wow, she just wrote what I feel. And I was talking to my friends about your music, and um one of my really good friends, I think we have very very similar, well, both of my two of my close friends, we have very similar music tastes, and so I'm like, she's got a new song and I'll send it to them. And
Oh,
we
that's
were
so
talking about it a couple days ago, and one of my friends had said, I really wish that I could write music and sing, because she must feel so liberated after she like writes a song, because she just has like gotten everything off of her chest, and she probably just feels so much better after writing something, because a lot of your music is very personal, and like I know that those are like real experiences, and so I feel like it must, I mean, she's right, it must feel so great like getting that off your chest and be able to like express how you feel through music.
it really is like the best thing in the world. Like
Yeah.
I was thinking like I went through like a really bad heartbreak in like September and I was thinking like I don't know how I would have gone through it if I wasn't a songwriter. Like I honestly just don't know any other way. And it just like was it gave me something. I don't know, I was just like, wow, all this pain turned into something
So
beautiful.
great. Yeah.
Yeah, and it is like really therapeutic. I actually don't have a therapist. I really want to get one, but I feel like it kind of takes the place
You're
of a
like, for
therapist.
right now, this is working for me.
No, but it's so true. And like I will say, like I am pretty like good and diligent about like journaling and meditating and all that stuff. So that also helps, and that's also a reason why I got through it as well as I did. Um, but yeah, like being able to write this type of songs where it's like I guess diary entries. I
Yeah.
mean, that's like I don't know how I would survive without it. And so then I'm just like, I feel like other people can put their own details into mine, or like find their own details within mine.
Yeah, I mean, every song is something that like is personal to you, but other people can find their life in it, which I think
Yeah.
is so beautiful. Like, I think that that's amazing. With your writing process, though, like, are you like walk me through how you like come up with these like I don't even are they bangers? Like they're just
They're like
like
really sad
they're
bangers.
like oh my gosh, what I say all the time is like I'll go, oh my God, this song is so sad. I love it. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Like
No, but
I
I'm the same
love
way.
it.
And I will say also the other thing too, I think that's different. I don't know. I guess it depends on the person, but like I've heard, or one of the things that we were taught at school by someone was like you should write how you like want to feel. So it makes you feel better. But for me, I want to listen to sad music when I'm sad. Like I just want to get it all out. Like I want to cry. Because I feel like if I don't, it's gonna be like inside of me for a longer amount of time than I want it to be. So I tend to write really sad songs when I'm sad because that's what I want to listen to, you know? Yeah, I forget what the question was,
Just
or where
about
I
your
was
writing
going.
process. But
Oh yeah,
to that though, like I'm the
yeah,
same way. I feel like it helps. It's like a healing process. One, to like cry to a sad song because like
yeah,
I think it's so important to feel your feelings. And I like preach that all the time because I used to be someone that like really avoided being sad. Like I thought being sad was like a weakness. And I was like, I'm like too strong for that. Like I'm not
right,
gonna let a boy make me cry, or I'm not
yeah,
gonna let like my friend make me cry or anything like that. And I've grown into someone that's like, okay, if you're sad, cry it out. Like if
yeah,
you're sad, recognize the sadness or like journal even or call a friend and like talk about like how sad you are. It's okay. Cause I think that that's the only like real way that you can like kind of push through that. And listening to sad music, like this is going to sound so sad, but like I have a like I have a playlist of sad music that I'll play in the shower and I just like sit there like under the water of just like being sad. And then I come out and
for
I
sure.
feel like I feel great. I feel like a new person. It's part of the process, you know?
It is
So I
part of the
love it.
process. Yeah, and I think that that's exactly how I feel too. Like I don't want to like keep it inside. Like I would rather like be honest, with myself because otherwise it's just going to like be in there. I don't know. I don't
Yeah.
want that. Like you just need time to be sad sometimes.
Yes.
But so my writing process, it really just depends on the song. Like it changes all the time. But I mean, I'm thinking about Jealous of Paris, and for that one, it was just like I was so in the breakup and like what happened that I remember I was like showering the day after it happened, and I got like the whole idea in the shower. Like I wrote the whole thing in the shower except for like the last stanza.
Mm-hmm.
And then I just like got out of the shower and like went to my
You're
piano.
like,
Yeah, no, literally, I was like writing it on my phone. Went to my piano, wrote the last stanza, and that was it. Um, and then I brought it into like a session that I had the next day to like make it sound really good. But yeah, I'm trying to think. I mean, if I'm writing with someone else, we'll usually now it's in back in person. So we'll usually just like talk for like an hour about like whatever we're feeling. And
Mhm.
then I'll say like I had this idea and then we'll start like talking about that and then they'll start playing the guitar, like piano or whatever, and then we'll write it from there. When I'm writing by myself, I usually just like have something that I want to like write about, like a line or even sometimes a melody. It just depends. Like I feel like there's no one set way, but and then I'll sit down at my keyboard and I'll just like kind of work backwards, start with the chorus and then do the verses. And then yeah, that's kind of it.
That's so crazy to me too that like you just wrote a song just in the shower. Like
It
it's
happens to me more than you think. It's actually crazy. I don't know what it is about the shower, but I've stopped playing music because I while I'm showering because I find that I actually get a lot of ideas in the shower when my
wow.
brain isn't listening to something else.
Yeah. You're like, hold on, I have my own song going. Please
Yeah, but then I'm
pause.
like, oh shit, like I have to record this really fast. But it works out.
That's so crazy. Okay, so I kind of wanted to run down because there are a couple songs that you have released
Okay.
that you pulled from your own experiences, but there are some that you pulled from other places. So like we talked about the emergency contact, which was like a clip that Matt James had said on The Bachelor, where he was like, I want to find my emergency contact. And you saw that and you were like, same. And I'm going to write a song about it. And it's so good. There's another song that is, I think, really blew up also. I mean, all of your songs have, but Memory Lane. It was like something that you saw, like something on Pinterest. What was the story behind Memory Lane?
So the story was I saw a quote on Pinterest. I tend to scroll on Pinterest also for song ideas. And so I remember one night I was scrolling and I saw this like little, I guess, poster that said, I walk down memory lane because I love running into you.
Mm.
And I saved it because I was like, oh my gosh, wow, like I love that. And also I resonated with that because like I said, I was going through this breakup, whatever, and I was just like, oh wow, like that really like struck a chord with me. And then that was actually a while before I wrote it. That was probably in like October, I think that I saw it. And nobody knows this. I kind of haven't given the story, but then I went home for the holidays and I had just released like my first EP. So I was like, I'm gonna like chill. I'm gonna just like take time for myself, like whatever. I'm also gonna experiment on TikTok and just try different things and like see what happens. And then like 3 days into doing that, Memory Lane happened, and I was like, what should I write about today? I went on my Pinterest, I saw that, and I was like, oh my gosh, yeah, I remember that.
Yeah.
Sat down on my piano, wrote that first verse, recorded it, and put it on TikTok. And then that was it. Like it was just crazy. Like it really went. And
So many people were posting, so like using your sound and then
yeah,
like montage videos of like loved ones that had passed away, breakups, like anything that they, like we were saying earlier, like their life in your song, they were like kind of piecing together and making videos. And it was just, it was making me cry. Like it was so sad and
yeah,
um in the best way. Like
for
was that
sure.
just so mind-blowing to see all of those stories?
It was incredibly mind blowing, like life changing, to be honest. I just will forever remember that time because I don't know, I was just like, wow, I feel like this is so like beyond me. And it was just so crazy that like my music was bringing out these emotions for other people. And I was just really honored, to be honest. Like I don't even know how else to say it because it's just like, yeah, the videos really made me like cry. Like every day I would just wake up and I would just like cry and like get all these messages and they would just make me cry. Like it was just like, wow, I can't even believe that like we got connected in this way.
Yeah.
And also like the people are that like use that song are so strong and like I also like have never been through that type of loss. So I can't even imagine, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was just a really, really touching time and like a holiday season that will always be really special to me.
Yeah. Well, and it's crazy too because in your perspective, like you were writing that as a breakup and as thinking about someone that you had lost in that way, which people were also using that as, but then it turned into something where like it was someone that they lost, like someone that
Yeah,
had passed away. And I think it shifted a little bit from like everyone else's perspective. And I feel like it's so weird. I feel like a lot of your songs for me personally have like come in the like most perfect time. I'm like, how did she know? And then she wrote this one, and how did she know
yeah,
that? And Memory Lane was like one of those songs because during the holiday season, like I lost my grandfather. It was my first grandparent to pass away. And that song gets released. And I was like, how does she know that? She wrote that for me. Like,
oh my
and I
gosh,
feel
yeah.
like so many people probably felt like that. Like, oh my gosh, this was the perfect song. And I saw so many comments and like when people would post it, they're like, this helped me through it. Like, this is what got me through it. Like,
Yeah, that was the thing that was life changing because I was like, oh my gosh, wow, like if I can have like this type of impact on people, like, it was just like I had never dreamed of that.
yeah.
And to reach that many people in that way was just so crazy to me.
So
So,
crazy. And
yeah,
people like all over the world, like all over the country, all over the world, like
yeah,
it's wild.
it was so
Um,
wild. I mean, it was a life changing moment. Like, like things since then have been different, and it's insane that I like decided like that song could have maybe not existed.
Right.
And I like it was just like I decided that day to write about that. And then I didn't have the rest of it written also. Like
Yeah.
I remember I started to like, do really well on TikTok. And I was so stressed because I was like, I don't have the rest of this song. Because usually when I post songs, like I have the rest of it, usually. Um, and so I had to finish it. And I remember I finished it with like everyone else in mind and like with
Mm.
loss, like true loss in mind, like with grief in mind, like, real grief, not just like the heartbreak type of grief, because those were the comments I was getting. And I was like, you know what? I feel like this song isn't even for me anymore. Like, I want it to be for everyone.
Oh,
So that's how I finished it. And it was just really special. The video that I made was really special to me, as well. So, yeah. Anyway, lots of
so
love.
good. So
Lane.
good. Okay, so the song, okay, I just want to like go through all your songs and like dissect it. That's like
Yeah.
but and then Brave Face was like a new release as well, or newer
Right.
release. And that song is just so, it's like again, it's like, how did she know that? Like, the song
Oh,
is
oh my
talking a
God.
lot about how like you went through a breakup, and now of course, like all your friends are getting married and engaged, and how are you supposed to sort of fake your way through that? Like you want to be happy for these people in your life, but you're also like grieving yourself and going through a really hard time. Like how did that like writing process go? I feel like that could have been an easy, was that another easy shower one? Like, did that come to you
It
just so
actually
quickly?
it wasn't a shower one, but it was a really interesting writing process, I will say, because I started it in LA. I wrote the chorus, and I remember it was just like kind of how I was feeling. And then I also had like the first verse written, but it was like a different melody. And then I went home in the fall for like a trip, and I chose a different melody for the verses, and then I had a different second verse. And then I played it for my mom, and I remember she said, like, I just played it for her on the piano. And I remember she said, like, wow, I really love that one, because I had played her a few back to back to get her opinion, because she's like, she really knows, The
Yeah.
ones that she loves are always the ones that other people love. So I kind of use her as like my gauge a little bit.
Yeah.
But she said that, so I kind of kept it in mind. And then I just didn't think about it for so long. But I had a session coming up with this guy named Rory who produced Memory Lane. And that was like our first project together. So then we were like, okay, we should maybe try to find something else to work on together. And I just really wanted him to do that song. Like I was like, I feel like I want to bring Brave Face in. And
Yeah.
so a couple days before that session, I like wrote a new second verse. And then we I showed it to him on the piano, and he really loved it. And then we kind of did the bridge part together, and then he made it sound so beautiful. We did all the vocals together that day. And then like I just decided, like, you know what, I'm gonna put this out. Like this feels like right for me to put out next. I've never done that. But like I submitted it, like we got it done, and like I submitted it so fast, and then it just came out in March, I think.
I
So
love that. I
yeah.
love it. When you know, you know,
Yeah, and it just felt like a good transition because I knew that the Paris stuff was gonna come next, and it just felt like a really good transition from like memory lane to Paris. So yeah, it just felt right in the moment.
So good. It's such a good one.
Thank you.
Okay, so I also wanted to talk to you about, I feel also, let me just say, all of these Paris songs coming through. What a great place to be writing music about. Like, imagine if this was
I
like
know.
Nebraska and you're like, I'm jealous
I
of
know.
Nebraska. It's
It's so true.
like you're
I'm
so
like,
in a
what should
way
my
lucky. Yeah.
Yeah, no, for sure. I'm like, what should my like next like I need to like date someone from like London so
Yeah.
that I can be like jealous of London or something, you
You got to
know?
do it for the content. I know.
It's
Well,
so
okay,
true.
so we talked about it a little bit, but Jealous of Paris is such a beautiful song, and you just had like a little music video come out which was so good. Literally made me cry. Walk me through like what that's about and how you kind of got to that song.
Yeah, okay. So I mean, I've basically put the story on the internet, so at this point, it's like not anything new. But I was dating someone in the summer, and they moved to Paris to study abroad. And yeah, we were like planning a bunch of stuff. I was supposed to visit. And like randomly he broke up with me out of the blue, like on the phone in September. And I just had like no answers. And I was just so confused. And it was like after I had this flight booked.
Oh,
Um, so yeah, what wound up happening was I wrote so many songs about Paris because I just didn't know what else to write about. That was all I wanted to write about. And um, I had this flight credit because I couldn't get a refund.
of
And
course.
so yeah, of course. And which that one was my mistake. But yeah, so I knew Jealous of Paris was going to be the first single of all the Paris songs. So I used the flight credit to go to Paris. My dad came with me. So nice of him. He's the best. And my manager came as well. And then I had a videographer friend from Norway, actually, and he came to Paris as well. We had a whole crew. We filmed the Jealous Paris video, and it was so much fun. I had the time of my life, and then we finished it in Norway. I went to Norway after I got to see some of my friends and old teachers, and we finished it there. So yeah, that's kind of the summed up story. I mean,
Yeah.
there's a lot of more parts, but yeah, I think that the answers will come through in the songs. So.
Yes. Well, okay, first of all, I love that you were able to sort of make the trip anyways and kind of make it your own and make it this like memorable like experience. Like you're writing it, you wrote a song about your experience, and now you're getting to travel to the place and experiencing
Yeah.
it for yourself. And like I feel like you going was more probably empowering than it would have been had you gone to see him. Like this is
Yeah.
like a crazy experience, and you're filming a music video. Like I
It
think,
was so empowering. Like I will say,
yeah,
like it was just, and also at this point he had left, so he wasn't there. So it was just really nice because I wasn't
yeah,
worried or anything. I was just like, you know what, this is like gonna be so much fun, and like I truly had so much fun. I was worried that the city would, I don't know, like make
make
me
you
sad.
sad.
Yeah, but it really didn't. Like it was just the best time. Like we had so many like fun memories, and like obviously filming a music video was just so cool.
Yeah.
So yeah, it was really, really awesome.
It was such a good if you guys are listening, you haven't seen the music video yet, you need to, because I just love that how you guys did it, and it really like pulls at the heartstrings. It's really
Oh
good.
my gosh, thanks.
Um but so let's talk about what's next, because you're talking about some more Paris songs. You have some songs coming up. Do you want to
Yes.
share any info?
Okay, yes. So, well, it's really hard to keep secrets to be honest, but okay, so basically, I mean, I'm assuming that the people listening to this are probably like, the people that are really dedicated and listen to my music. So I'm okay to give up some secrets to them.
Okay.
But yeah, so I wound up writing a lot of songs about Paris. Like it's insane. I can't even count how many. It was really hard to narrow it down, but there is a project coming at the end of this year, and it's gonna have a lot of songs on it. So I'm basically just rolling them out one by one until we get to that point of the project dropping. So yeah, but it was really fun to create because basically every song is like a different angle on like what happened. So
Mm,
it's like all in order of the story, kind of, and how it happened. And so I've been having the time of my life, like writing
yeah.
songs. It's been so much fun, like putting it all together. Um, but yeah, so the next one is called IDK. And in my eyes, it's like the sister song of Jealous of Paris because I wrote them like so close together. And I was still like very much going through what had just happened. And so this song was kind of like me reassuring myself, like, okay, I'm not crazy. Like, I know that this stuff happened,
Hmm.
but I also don't know what happened at all. And it's just kind of like exploring that idea of like, maybe I'll never know what happened, and that's okay. Like, that's my closure.
It's
So,
yes, that is, and it's such a good song. And I think that that is like right what you just said is the hardest part about going through a breakup, because you are obviously, you know what is right and what is wrong. And like, you know, what's, you know that it happened, but
Hmm.
then like trying to piece why and how, and like all of that is like the confusing part. Like, how did we get here? What just like literally what just happened? I know what happened,
Hmm.
but like how did we get here? And that's like
Yeah.
probably the toughest part about going through it is this, the shock, the hurt, all of it, you
It
know?
was the toughest part. It was like I almost just was like so felt so much more, I don't know if like anger is the right word, but just like so much more frustration because I just wish he would have told me why instead of
Why?
it taking me like 2 months to figure it out. Because
Yeah.
it just would have made the process, I think, go quicker. And made it be, I guess, like a little, like it's kind of like the rip the band-aid off thing, like I just want you to do that. I don't want to be in pain for this long. So yeah, the song is about that idea, but we had so much fun like making it sound like really Parisian. Because the piano kind of does sound like you're in Paris.
Yes.
So that was really cool too. Because I don't know, I just love. I mean, some of the songs on the project sound like Paris. So, and like I call it the Paris Project. That's not the name, but
Yeah.
yeah, it is all about this same situation. So I guess it is kind of like a concept project. But
It's
yeah,
so pretty. Yeah, it really
thank you.
is.
Thank you. But yeah, there's a lot more coming. I don't know how much else I want to say. There's more videos coming, but I don't want to give away what they are or for which songs.
You just have to follow Haley and just be here for the ride.
Yes,
You got to follow along, see what
yes,
she gives us. I mean, that's like the fun part too. I think, especially with on TikTok, it's like if I see a video that you start to tease a song, I'm like, here she goes again. Here we
yeah,
go. And then it's like just the trickle effect of, okay, the song's being released. We have a video. Like,
yeah,
here's the situation. And it's such a fun process. And I feel like you've built such a great community and like fan base
yeah.
that people are so, like myself, we're just so invested in like you and your music and like what you have coming next. And, you'll write a song and then people are like, what else is coming though? Like, what else are you making?
Right.
So
No,
I think
that's
that's
been it's
so
been so
cool.
fun to like start to notice that because it is like it's the same people in the comments and it's so cool because like I'm like wow, I feel like I really do have like this family that listens to my music, which is like something I've always dreamed of. So it's been really really awesome and I'm just excited to like give everyone what I've been working on because I have so much coming and also sooner than you think. And it's my favorite stuff that I've ever written. And I've been able to do it with like people I've dreamed of working with as well. So the whole process, like as painful as it was, has been so rewarding.
Yeah.
And just like the time of my life, like it's just like looking back, it really is like beautiful memories. So I'm thankful how everything like happened.
Yeah. Oh my
Yeah.
gosh, I'm so happy for you. And I think too, like you just said, it probably, I mean, I know that it did suck going through what you went through, but then you're able to create something. One, it like gets it off your chest, like we talked about, but then two, you're able to create something so much bigger than that.
Mhm.
And you're able to, I think, look back and be like, that sucked, but like, look how worth it was, which I think
Yeah.
is so cool.
Definitely. Oh my gosh. Yeah. Are you kidding me? Like just the fact that I've been able to like work with these people has been like, I don't know, payback enough. Or like, I don't know how
No,
to say it.
these boys are crying to your songs. They're like,
Yeah.
what did I do? Literally,
Oh my
I
gosh.
can't believe I did this. And that's
Right.
probably the best feeling.
No, for sure. It is. And it's also, yeah, I mean, I just feel like I've come, like, since we have talked, I've just come into my artistry so much. And, like, just being able to, like, craft this, like, through line story of a project has been just the best. And, like, when it all comes out, I think it's going to be, like, my proudest moment because I just love every song so much. Like, to me, it's, like, perfect, you know?
Yeah.
And so, yeah, I'm just really excited. I'll have to send it to you early.
Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. I'm just so yeah, and I'm so excited to hear it all and like for other people to hear it. And then if people are listening even on this episode that haven't heard your music, like I'm so excited for new people to find you. Like that's
Yes.
just so exciting. I also, are you going to be like doing any live shows in the near future or
Great
because I
question.
think it's so fun watching you on TikTok, but I would love to see, Haley in real life.
I know. Yes. So I'm trying to do a show in LA. So I know you're not in LA, so
I'm
you
not, but you know what? Maybe I'll
maybe
come out.
you never know. I'm actually gonna be in Austin in a couple weeks, so I was thinking about doing a meetup. I feel like I have some like followers or listeners from Austin, so I was thinking about doing a meetup there. But in terms of shows, um, the answers I'm not sure, but I am looking at into like touring, probably not a headline tour, but more of like me opening for someone.
Hmm.
So that's something to look forward to for sure. We'll see how it pans out, but the answer is yes, eventually.
Yeah. Well, okay, so to that point, you've performed a couple of times live. I've seen some stuff. What was that like performing your stuff in front of like real people that are listening to you?
It was weird. I will say it was weird because like, all of COVID, I was just like going live on TikTok or on Instagram. And I had performed live before at different like songwriting festivals and also like in Norway, but it just, it's different when it's like you don't know who's gonna like show up. Um, so yeah, it was cool. I had a show in LA. It was like a short set. It was just like three songs in October. And yeah, it was fun. I mean, like all my friends came and so that was like really cool. And I did sing Jealous of Paris there actually. So the people that were at that show like heard it, right around the time I wrote it. But yeah, it was fun. I think that I just need to like get more comfortable and like do it more. Practice makes perfect. But I am excited to like sing live because I love singing live. But yeah, I think it's just like a different part of my brain.
Yeah.
So
It's
it'll
like
be
hearing people or like looking at people when you're singing. That's definitely a different experience than just your phone. Yeah.
yeah, it's so different. It's just yeah, it's a whole nother world. But I'm excited to like explore it.
Yeah. Oh my gosh, I'm so excited if that ever happens. I'm coming to see you, Haley.
Yes.
Um,
Oh my gosh, you have to.
okay, so with that, who I'm sure since you've like just blown up on social media and TikTok, I bet there are some people in your inbox and some people in your comments that have been like who's been like the biggest person that you're like, oh my gosh, I can't believe they're listening to me, or even like artists that you look up to. Like who have those people been for you?
Um, it's honestly been crazy. I mean, a lot of the people that have commented or like followed me or whatever are people that like probably the general population wouldn't know, but like as like a songwriting geek, like they're just like amazing songwriters. So there's been like some really cool songwriters that I've gotten to work with, that I've always wanted to work with.
So
And
crazy.
so that's been really cool. Artist wise, the big one for me was JP Sachs. Yeah, I knew you're I knew your mouth was gonna
Oh my.
I knew it. But yeah, so the crazy thing was, so I did Jealous in Paris with this guy named Ryan, and the story goes that I DM'd him last summer and he answered because I loved everything that he's done with JP. I mean, they've done like everything together that
Mhm.
JP has released. And so then he responded to me, and then we set up a session, and our first session was working on Jealous of Paris, which is just crazy. And so we've done a lot together. A lot of the songs are coming. But yeah, it was kind of through him that I got connected with JP because I think JP had been hearing my name. And also, me and JP are both friends with this other amazing artist named Camilo, who's really big in like the Latin world. And so I think he had heard my name from Camilo as well and some other people. And then the day I remember telling my manager, like the day that JP follows me is gonna be the best day of my life. And it was like it was insane. It was just so crazy. Because I've looked up to him as a writer for so long. Like it feels like I've been like, listening to him since the beginning of his career. And so it was just so full circle. And yeah, I mean, we've, been at the studio at the same time, and gotten to talk, and he's just like the nicest person. And they like, I know they say like don't meet your idols, but it was really cool like meeting him and like just being able to like talk to him and stuff. So anyway, if he listens to this, I'm gonna be so embarrassed. But
Hey JP, oh my God, if he's listening, like, hi, you can follow me too. Wait, that is so cool. So full circle. Like,
yes.
that's so exciting for you. Oh my gosh. No, and like, that's like what's so crazy about one. I mean, like, word of mouth is like one thing because like
Yeah,
crazy things can happen with just people like talking and like saying your name
sure,
a couple times. He's like, who's that? Let me figure her out.
for
But like
sure.
social media is so crazy that he's able to just like find you, listen to your music and like meet, like that's such a cool experience. And like
Yeah,
there's so
it
many other
was.
people you might not even know. Like, what if there are just like other people that you look up to that are just like swiping and like seeing your face? Like, you know that people are just seeing your face. That's so
Yeah, I
cool.
mean that part is crazy. I mean there's like a couple others. One is Sam Fisher. I don't know if you're familiar with him, but
Mhm.
he's an amazing artist as well. And like we got connected through Ryan too. So like shout out to Ryan for like connecting with all these people. But yeah,
Yeah.
so he's another one that's just so nice. And then also I recently met Sasha Sloan, who I love.
Oh
I
my
met her at a show she did, and then yeah, I know that she knows who I am now, which is just cool.
God.
So
That's so cool. Oh my God.
yeah, yeah, because people say, that like I remind, like
You have
my
similar
writing remind.
sounds.
Yeah, exactly. So that was also really cool. So yeah, I don't know, some really awesome things have happened that I never could have dreamed of. But
So I'm so happy for you. I mean, like there's just gonna be so much more coming your way. Like I'm so excited to see what you're able to do like moving forward. And I'm so excited for this project coming
yes,
and all the songs you're gonna be teasing us with. I'm just like, congratulations on everything you've been like accomplishing. Like
thank
honestly,
you
it's
so
been
much.
so fun to like watch you grow and watch like other people just like love your music just as much as I did. And I it's just so crazy that first of all, like I found you a year ago and I'm not like I discovered you, but like I found you on my
No, for sure.
I discovered Haley,
Yeah.
you guys. But I like found you just like so randomly one day and like just resonated with your music so much. And so I'm so glad that other people, so many other people are able to do the same thing. And any new people like that are going to be coming after this podcast that find you, like, I'm just so excited to like see you grow and
Well,
oh,
thank
so
you. Like,
crazy.
yeah, and it's been also so cool, like keeping up with you and your podcast. And like, I'm so honored that you have me on and that you had me on so early too. Like you really were like one of the first people that I was like, oh my gosh, like, wow, she really connects with my music. So it means so much. And the fact that you take the time to like interview me and hear my story is just so cool. And I'm so thankful. So yeah, you're just the best.
Oh my God, of course. I had to do a follow-up. I was like, this girl is just growing so fast and she's so like, I have to have her back on. We have to do a where has she been? And she's been
Yes.
everywhere and in
Oh my
Paris,
God.
by the way.
Yeah.
She's been in Paris, you guys.
True.
Um, oh,
So
thank you
true.
so much for coming on. It was so great catching up.
Yes. Thank
You.
you
This
for
has been
having
so
me.
fun.
Yeah.
And then you guys, if you're not already listening to Haley's music, do better. Follow her. I will link everything below so you can just check her out with a quick click. And then follow her on Instagram. She does a bunch of updates and stuff, and she's so great. Such a good follow. So thank you so much for coming
Thank
on.
you. Thank you for having me. It was such a treat.
Of course. Hey guys, thanks so much for listening. Be sure to subscribe to Girl We Gotta Talk on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, or anywhere you get your podcasts. That way you never miss a new episode. You can also follow Girl We Gotta Talk on Instagram at Girl We Gotta Talk Podcast and on Twitter at GWGT Podcast for live tweeting and all your favorite pop culture updates. If you want to watch full episodes, check out Girl We Gotta Talk on YouTube and find all of your favorite episodes over there. If you liked today's episode, head over to Apple Podcasts, hit the 5 stars or leave a review and let me know what you thought. I seriously love hearing your feedback. It really means the world to me. Thank you guys again so much for listening. Talk to you guys next week. Bye.